So this video today is basically on what I've experienced on being 1600 days sober. For those of you who want to put it into years, it's just over 4.5 years. This video is not going to be probably what you expect, and it's going to be a bit personal. But the reason I'm doing this is because I think when we get into the depths of what we really think and tell the world, they can relate to it, because no one wants cookie cutter advice, you know. So I don't like doing it. It's not very comfortable, but you'll probably get the most value out of it. So the first part is, when you quit alcohol, you're going to have regrets. People say, don't have regrets. Don't have regrets, bro. Everyone's got regrets. Everyone. Like, you don't not have regrets. So these are my regrets. Quitting alcohol. When you quit alcohol, you get a lot of clarity in your life. You're fully aware of everything. You might notice this when you have a bad week, or you break up with your missus, or you lose your job, or something doesn't go your way. Usually, if you're anything like I was, you're going to want to go straight to the pub, straight to the off license, to the bottle-o, wherever you're from. You're going to have a few drinks, maybe a few cigarettes, and possibly even do cocaine. You escape reality. The problem with this is you have fun for a few hours, but what happens is what goes up must come down, and you know how this story always ends. So a lot of regrets I've had. Probably looking back now, I was probably not spending time with my dad, who got MS when I was 11 years old. When he was still able to go out and do things when I was about 16 to say 21, 22, when he could still walk just about with a stick. He used to offer to take me on holiday, and because I was just so absorbed in going out and drinking and doing drugs and partying, I never wanted to bother. One of the things I will say to you, if you're on the cusp of quitting, or you are actually on a sober streak, just think about how much time you could be spending with people that you really care about, as opposed to just wasting it with people you don't really care about. Because let's be honest, how many people do you spend time drinking with, who you don't really care about? I can count many times I've been in house parties where I don't even like the people, but I'm just there because I want to drink and do drugs. So past regrets, you're going to have past regrets. They're going to make you angry. You're going to have a lot of clarity in your life, because I talked about just now, you're not going to be able to go out and drown your sorrows or escape reality. You're going to be completely aware of everything in your life. So you're going to get a lot of anger, a lot of resentment. Which comes after that is redemption. You're going to want to correct and right all the wrongs you've made in your life. Now, the thing with this is, it's going to be frustrating. I've come to the realization over the last couple of years, I've set goals which are so audacious, so big, which previous Ben would have never thought would have been achievable. I get really hard and angry on myself. If you are on a sober streak, comment below, let me know how far you've gone. Let me know any sort of frustrations that you have, because you're going to get them. You're going to set goals so big, and you're going to realize how hard it is to achieve them. Which brings me into my next point is, alcohol won't solve all your problems. I always say, alcohol will not solve all your problems, but what it will do is it will provide you the tools to do so. And what I mean by this is, if you set this goal of earning extra money in your business, or even building your first business and actually leaving your job, do you think that you're going to be able to trust yourself to do this really hard task that you're setting out to do, if you are going out on the weekends, or even just 2 weekends a month, and you're drinking, you're doing cocaine, and engaging in destructive habits, do you think you're going to be able to trust yourself? Or do you think you'll be better off by just being completely sober, waking up the best that you possibly can every single day? No one's going to feel 100%. But when we drink alcohol, we do sometimes turn up to days on a deficit. What I mean by that is we're just barely getting by. We're not really doing anything of structure. We're just sort of floating through the day and surviving. So alcohol will provide you to turn up day in, day out and give everything you can. Not doing alcohol. But if you do drink, I had this realization the other day, I probably would have given up on a lot of goals that I've set out to do. I might not even have started them because I just wouldn't have been able to trust myself, because I know at some point I'm going to let myself down, and that is why I stopped. There will be pain either way if you quit alcohol or you keep doing it. So you can have it two ways. You're going to feel the pain of trying to achieve the life that you want, which will be very painful. I can tell you this. There's a lot of days I wake up in the morning and I am just absolutely so angry. I could be angry all day. 2 days ago, I was absolutely raging. I was just angry all day. I was just not happy with where I was, not happy that I wasn't making the progress that I wanted. And I just realized to myself, the goals I've set are so big, so big, that to reach these goals is going to take absolutely everything I've got. And realistically, it's going to take a lot longer than what I want. So you've got two choices. You can either feel pain because you're still going out. You've got the pain of a hangover, the pain of a come down, the pain of bad relationships. You've also got the pain of the life that you want deep down, but you know you'll never be able to get. Or you can have the pain of quitting all that bad stuff and the pain of trying to achieve the goals that you want. So I speak to a lot of people who have got businesses already, or they've started businesses and they've left their jobs. They tell me that a lot of them are sober coaches as well. So they wouldn't be able to do that if they were still engaging in drinking and doing drugs. So you've got two choices. You can either live with the pain of regret that you didn't go after the life you want, or you can quit alcohol and you will come to your senses and you will strive for big goals because it's inevitable, because otherwise you'll get bored and go back to drinking. So you've got the pain of both. The pain of bad health, the pain of regret, or the pain of achieving your goals. So what one do you want to choose? And I know which one I will choose. The fallacy of you'll save loads of money when you stop drinking. Yeah, it is true. I'm going to be honest. Almost 5 years ago when I stopped drinking, I was in debt. So I was at a net negative. Today, I'm not at a net negative. I'm doing the best I've ever done in my life, but it's still not good enough for me. What I will say is I have actually left the job that I was doing for 10 years and started my coaching business and going full-time with YouTube. So, yeah. So you're probably an entrepreneur or you're thinking about going into entrepreneurship. You know, it can be up and down. So what I will say to you, if you don't stop drinking, you're going to be worse off. But if you do stop drinking, then you're going to be better off. And also as well, this is a key reminder. When you don't drink, you find other things to spend money on. You're going to have new hobbies. You're going to want to go traveling. You're going to want to start that business. So you're not going to have bags of money extra, but you will be doing better off. Being lonely. Okay, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Within the first 6 months of quitting alcohol, I was a little bit lonely. It was during that time when the world was a bit funny. I'm not going to mention it because YouTube like to block videos. I just come out of a breakup and I was living in a different country. Didn't have many friends as it was because I'd only been there for a year. And to top it all off, the thing that I quit, which was alcohol and drugs, I wasn't doing anymore, so I couldn't relate to people who I previously could relate to. I was a little bit lonely, but what I've come to realize is now I'm definitely not lonely. I actually like spending time alone, and I'll put this to you. Would you rather spend time with people who are bad for you just not to be alone? Or would you rather not spend time with them people, spend time getting to know yourself, learning different skills and different hobbies that you want to learn, and then attracting the right people into your life? Which one would you prefer? Wherever we go, we take ourselves with us. So I've just recently moved from Australia. I moved from the UK to Australia, and now I'm sort of traveling. I thought maybe when I start traveling and work full-time on my business, I will feel a lot happier. And I have felt a lot happier. But I felt quite angry the last couple of days because I'm not where I want to be. So when you quit alcohol, you're going to have to do a lot of work in yourself, a lot of personal development, spend a lot of time with yourself, getting to know yourself, what you really want out of life. And yeah, you're going to take yourself wherever you go. You're not going to be able to escape yourself. Changing countries, relationships, jobs is not going to do that for you. But quitting alcohol is definitely a good step to being able to actually like yourself. Because when you just feel like crap every day because you're drinking and you're overweight and you're wasting money and spending time with people you don't like, how can you even like yourself? I didn't like myself. There's a good chance that you might not like yourself. So wherever you go, you take yourself with you. Overall conclusion, you can't escape doing the work on yourself. You have to do the work. This leads into losing old friends. People always ask me, they're worried that they're going to lose friends. And they say, Ben, did you lose friends? The short answer is yes, I did lose friends. Not in the dramatic style that you're probably worrying about. You might think to yourself that when you quit drinking that you have this massive argument with all the people that you used to spend time with and you're not friends anymore. Nah, it just doesn't happen like that. You just basically lose things in common. You have different interests. You just grow apart. You still speak, but you just don't speak all the time and you won't spend time with each other all the time. So you will inevitably have friends that drop off. When I first quit drinking, I think people felt a bit weird around me. As I say, I was in a new country anyway, so they didn't really know me that well, so they weren't good long-term friends. I still have good long-term friends that I keep in touch with back home. But yeah, people are going to drop off and they're not going to feel comfortable inviting you out to drinking scenarios. I get it all the time. Like they feel like they don't want to invite me or it's bad to invite me because they're going out drinking. I had it the other night. I went out to this digital nomad meeting where all like entrepreneurs meet up. And this guy was there and he asked me what I did. I said, I'm a sober coach. I do full-time YouTube. I coach people. He was drinking alcohol and he was like, oh, I was like, look, I don't judge. Like, I don't care. If I could drink moderately and it wasn't holding me back from my goals, I would do it. He was a successful guy. He had a business. Yeah, dude, just drink. So you're going to lose some friends. But as I just said, you will make space for new people in your life. Now, there's going to be a period where you're not quite in the group, you're not at the standard to attract the friends that you want, and you don't relate to the friends that you did have, so you're in that weird middle ground. But yeah, as Ryan Holiday says, the only way is through. You just have to just go through, deal with it, keep working on yourself, get to where you want to be, and you'll attract the right people. But you'll attract the right people, and then you'll go up another level, and then you'll be in the same position. So maybe being alcohol-free can be a little bit lonely, but I'm telling you now, the upsides outweigh the negatives. Will you miss drinking and wish that you could go on nights out? Yes. The simple answer is yes. When I go out and I see people drinking, sometimes I think to myself, I wish I could just have one drink and I could just relax and have fun like these people. But no, my bedtime's at 9:30. I like to go home early. I like to wake up early, make the most out of the day. Look, it is what it is. And I think, most of you guys are between 25 and 45, my audience. I think, as you get older, you calm down. You're going to want to drink less anyway. So you may as well just eliminate it. I mean, when you see people having fun, you see them having fun. You don't see them the next day when they're hungover on a come down and depressed and they're still in bed and you're walking down the beach in the sunshine. You don't see that. So yeah, in the moment, I wish I could have a drink. But let's be honest, for 2 hours fun and sacrificing a whole day the next day, it's just not worth it. Dating sober. So I have been on loads of dates recently, and they've all been sober dates. Previously, before that, I was working very hard and I didn't go on any dates for a year. I went on one walk with one girl. What I would suggest is going to a bar or a meal on your first date and sitting face to face is like interview type, and I hate it personally. I like to be moving and doing things. Went on a date the other day, went and played pool, played some strange game, can't remember what it was. Went for a walk, actually went to a bar and sat down and had a drink, a mocktail. It's probably the most boring part of the night, to be honest. I like to be moving. What I will say to you, you'll get used to it. Being sober is a skill. Socializing sober is a skill. You will adapt and you will change and it will become the norm. Just go out on loads of dates. Do them sober. It'll become normal. And when you meet the right person who doesn't want to drink and likes the same stuff as you do, then yeah, there's no problem. Positive effects on my body. I'm just kidding. No, a lot of positive effects. Quitting alcohol. I did a video on this the other day. The 6 benefits of quitting. I mean, look, I drank for 15 years. I don't know what effect I've had on my insides. I don't think I've come out with any damage. I mean, I used to do a lot of benders, do a lot of drugs, smoke loads, haven't smoked since I've been sober, which is 4.5 years. If you're a heavy drinker, you're taking drugs, I mean, I'd say after 30, it's going to be very downhill. For me, I like to look good, so quitting smoking and quitting drinking, doesn't age your skin. There was a study done that you produce 20% less collagen compared to a non-drinker. They did a study, I don't know the actual facts, but a drinker and a non-drinker, the drinker skin ages 10 years more biologically than a non-drinker. I don't know how many years you have to be drinking for that, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty, you can tell when you see people drinking and smoking, they just age really badly. If you stop drinking now in your mid-30s, early 40s, I mean, you're going to look a lot better. As for liver cirrhosis, which is when you drink constantly, you can't reverse that, but apparently you can stabilize the condition. So yeah, it's had a lot of benefits. Aesthetically, I don't know about my insides. I feel good. I mean, I stopped at 30. Thank God I did. But yeah, drinking is not good for you. Doing drugs is not good for you. So I appreciate you watching. I've actually left a link to my black print PDF, which is basically how to get sober, and my words are going funny, I've been talking for so long. It's basically how to get sober and thrive in life. So the link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.